everyone. This is Education 719. So this is the practicum that goes with 718. I believe you all are in both courses this semester, but if you're not for some reason, if you don't see 718 showing up, contact me because you need to be in both 718 and 719. So, excuse me. So this, I'm just going to talk briefly about 719. This is the one that's always, kind of stressful maybe for everybody involved. It does involve a placement in a 7th through 12th grade setting. You will get more information. Mrs. Gardner is our new placement coordinator. She's working with Mrs. Kaysen and with Dr. McHouston and with Dr. Ritter. So to find you all placements. So it will be some time before you get your placements, okay? But make sure you're filling out. She sent out an email the other day about the form that needs to be filled out. So make sure you're doing that, and I'll get a little more into that in just a second. So similar to 718, here is the same tab, getting started, syllabus intro assignment. So the syllabus is here, and we'll come back to that in just 1 second, okay? Here is your course affirmation form. Just like 718, you need to complete this by the end of week 2, and the actual due date is August, I almost said April, is August 30th. Okay, so make sure you do this by week 2 so you're not dropped from the class. There is something called campus account cheat sheets. I have this, I think, in 718 also if you're struggling. It is a little dated, but it might still be helpful to you. Okay, but so the course affirmation form is the second most important thing at the start of this semester for 719. The first most important thing is the, I think it's called the placement request form or whatever Mrs. Gardner called it. That is the first most important document and, unofficial assignment that you need to take care of for this class, okay? So let's look at the syllabus. The video, again, will go right there under syllabus review video. It will also be posted under announcements. Okay, it will be posted right here. It will be linked to it, this video that I'm recording now, so you should be able to find it. All right, so let's get back to the syllabus. I'll get there in a minute. Never mind, I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, so again, I have to enable editing so I can see it the way I want to. All right, so again, this is your practicum that goes with the methods for teaching students with mild and moderate disabilities, goes with Education 718. Again, make sure you are enrolled in both. There will be, additional information for you will be provided. Our new data collection system, I guess, what is it called? Data management system is student learning and licensure. So if you are not familiar with that, you will become familiar with it because it's new to me as well. So, it's fun that we have a lot of new things happening all at once. But anyway, okay. So you will be required, let me go back up to the first page where it's highlighted in blue for a reason. You will be required, similar to Education 713, you will be required to complete 40 hours for this practicum. 30 hours will be in the classroom, 10 hours will be virtual, where you will watch some videos and reflect on those videos, okay? You can certainly complete more than 30 hours in the classroom, but you cannot complete less, okay? That is a state requirement. So I know some of you are worried, oh, I work at an elementary school, how am I gonna do this? That's between you and your school district, but I will provide you, not quite yet, in a little while, I'm gonna give you something called the Field Experience Guide that talks a little more in detail about your hours. But you need to remember that these 30 hours, it's not just, oh, I'm gonna go here 3 days a week, or three days or 4 days and call it my whole practicum. No, that's not the point. The point is to spread out those 30 hours across the semester. So kind of across 10, 11, 12 weeks, depending on when you get your placement, right? So we want you to get out there weekly. And I know that might be a struggle for some of you, but that's something you need to figure out. You kind of knew this when you started this program. I know Dr. Nixon told you all about the requirements. So start thinking about how you might be able to work that out now. We ideally don't want you to do more than 3 hours. I ideally would say 90 minutes or, an hour and a half or so, 2 hours each time you go. But I know that that might not be feasible. So really no more than 3 hours per time that you go to the classroom, okay? And really, I would say like 3 hours, you go 10 weeks, 3 hours each time, and there's your 30 hours, okay? That's ideal. But again, you'll get more information about this. So, but just keep that in your mind. This is not something you can take care of in a couple days and say, oh, yep, I'm done. No, 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 no. That will result in a grade of F if you don't follow all the directives that you will get. Okay, I didn't want to overwhelm you right now since you don't have your placements yet. You don't know, where you're going to be, but it will be somewhere grade 7 through 12, and you will have very specific requirements of how you get those hours. Okay. So again, more of that will come. But again, 10 hours will be videos. We have some HLPs, high leverage practices in special education. There's a video series about that. So I will provide those videos for you. You will not find your own, and I will provide the questions for you that you're to answer. Okay. So basically, the overall assignments, you're going to teach at least 3 lessons to your students. Whatever you teach, though, is your CT's choice. In the past, the practicum courses were divided into reading and math. So it was reading for grades K through 6 and math for 7 through 12. We have taken that requirement out. The different grade level is a state requirement, right? You have to have, and it's technically supposed to be a pre-K to 6 placement and then a 7 through 12 placement. That is a state requirement. But we are not limiting it just to math now. Okay, so if you end up in a class and you're there for ELA, small group instruction, and social studies, great. Okay, whatever works, whatever you can be there to see, you're going to be there to see. It doesn't have to be just math. So hopefully that will provide a little more flexibility for you all to get your hours in. Okay. So your CT will verify the 30 hours that you complete in their classroom. I will verify the other 10 that you do by videos. You'll receive an automatic grade of F if the CT is unable to verify the 30 hours you spend in your classroom, in their classroom. So make sure you're there. I do keep in touch with the CTs. I email them regularly, and they email me. So don't think, and I know that none of you would do this, but don't think you can be little sneaky biscuits. That's what I call my dog. So don't be a sneaky biscuit. Don't think you can falsify your hours and that they will be approved. Okay, so really be on the up and up. And again, I know I worked with y'all in 761. Y'all were fabulous. So I don't think this is going to be a problem, but it's stuff that I need to be very clear about. Your CT will also fill out a dispositions form about you at the end of the semester. If your CT does not recommend you, you will earn 0 points and you will earn a grade of F. Okay, so there's the options are, well, in the new learning system, in the SLL, I'm not 100% positive what they are because I haven't been in there yet. In the old, in live text, the options were recommended, recommended with reservations, and not recommended. If you earn anything that is not recommended, you will not pass this class, okay? And again, I know I'm, sounding kind of harsh, but the hours and the dispositions are really, really, really important for this class, okay? Hopefully I have driven that point home. Okay, now back to fun. No. So you will do some observations of your CT as you're getting to know them. The first couple weeks, I'm going to have some structured observations for you as you spend some of your time. It will certainly count for hours and everything, but I just want you to look critically, not to criticize your CT, but to really look at what they're doing. And I think one of the observations is about higher level thinking. What evidence of that do you see? Again, it's not to be critical of your CT, and I'll get into that. I'll do a separate recording for each of the assignments, but just to kind of give you a heads up. Again, you're going to watch 5 video clips. Those are the ones I will provide for you to give you those last 10 hours. You notice here I have component 1. There are 3 different components: component 1, component 2A, component 2B, and then component 3. This is kind of our big component, and this is brand new to something. I haven't done this before. So we'll see how it goes. So we're going to look at some database instruction, progress monitoring, and a curriculum-based measurement project. Okay, so this will be done, at the end of the semester. And you will get a lot more information about it as we go along. All right, so component one, just to kind of go back to those three components. Component one is, the being in a classroom, the placement, okay? And again, more information will be provided. Component 2A is observing and learning from others. That's what I'm calling it. So observation exercise one, evidence of higher level thinking. Again, these notes where it says page 14 field experience guide, those are really just for me because I tend to, oh, and of course I just over the past 2 weeks lost everything from my flash drive again. I know I've got to get better at saving to OneDrive. That was another lesson to me. But so sometimes these notes are in here for me. Okay, so that's why that's in there. So don't worry about this other book. I have it. You don't need to purchase anything. You'll just need one piece of paper that I, of course, will provide for you. The second observation is about prior knowledge, and the third one is about assessing to inform instruction, which goes along with this database instruction project. Okay. And then the second component of observing and learning from others is those videos, right? You'll select 5 from a list I provide for you. You'll watch the videos, answer reflective questions, and really try to make connections between the videos and what you are observing in your placement and or what you're seeing. I know a lot of you are in classrooms in some capacity now. So what do you see in your own classrooms? Again, not to be critical, but really just to be reflective and make those connections, okay? So then component 3, again, this is kind of our big hoop-de-doo, database instruction, progress monitoring. So we will work through one IRIS module. This is the story of my life, people. Okay, I'm okay. Whew, gracious day. All right. So you will work through one of 4 IRIS modules. I'm not sure exactly which one I like better yet. So these are kind of subject to be decided at a later date. I want to find the one that goes best with what I want you to do for this project. Okay, there's a chapter 6 from the HLP book. Again, you don't need this book. You might have it for another class. I know Dr. Williams and I have talked about using it, but you might not. But again, you don't have to buy it. When we get to it, I'll talk about it. It's from CEC. Basically, it's like a CEC publication, basically, and it's called The Practical Guide to High Leverage Practices in Special Education. But again, I will provide what you need for that. And then you will do a CBM project. And this part right here from SPA, again, that is for my reference. Don't worry what it means. But just so you know, it's our accreditation. It's our special ed accreditation. That's not, it actually stands for Specialty Performance Assessment. Not 100% positive, and I'm the one writing the report that's due in a few days. Shh, don't tell. Anyway, so don't worry. Again, some of these things in parentheses, it's really just for my reference, okay? Because I tend to find things that I get all excited, and then I'm like, wait, where did that come from? So that's why it's in there. Again, I did try to offset these dates as best I could from 7/18. Week 2, the affirmation form, that's the same for both classes. But again, I tried to offset these other ones. So week 6, you'll have your observation exercise 1, 2. You should be out in your placements by then. By the end of week 8, observation exercises 2 and 3, again, that I mentioned above from, observing and learning from others. Week 10, your IRIS module, the one that I choose for you. And maybe I'll give you a choice. I'll see how that goes. But that will be due week 10, and your CBM project will be due week 14. Your dispositions rubric from your CT, and it might be called something different by then. I just don't know student learning and licensure yet, so stay tuned. And then by week 15, all your hours, including your 10 virtual hours and your video reflections, must be submitted. And then your timesheet will be due so that I can verify your hours. Okay. So again, make sure you pay attention to this red stuff. Not recommended, 0, not having the 40 hours, the 30 in the classroom, right, and 10 verified by me. You will also fail the class, okay? Here's the components, observation assignments, video clips, IRIS module, the one, again, that goes with the CBM project. CBM project, completion of disposition rubric, and then your completed timesheets, okay? The rest of this is exactly the same as what's in 7/18, except for this part, the student licensure. Those of you who are seeking the initial certification of multi-categorical, which I think is all of you, you will need to purchase SLL. You'll get more information about that. Okay, here's how to submit. Affirmation week 2, don't cheat. And then there's the assignment that you will submit, okay, into Blackboard. So again, that is right here, getting started, and make sure you submit this course affirmation form first and also the placement request form that Mrs. Gardner needs. And then as our semester, as you get your placements, we'll get more in depth into 719. Okay, so welcome again to 719. I'm looking forward to working with all of you. And again, I'll be back as your placements start getting finalized.